What is up, guys, and welcome to the members battle stream. Finally, OBS/YouTube was just picking today to tilt me. We're obviously all in here on the left, and looking to fade an 8. Looking to fade Queen 7 or diamond for the main pot after we just get binked on the turn. And we do fade it, so we do pick up the main pot. Well, the big portion of the pot, I should say. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. For whatever reason, and let me just post this link in the chat, because the wrong link is going to be in the chat, which is annoying. So sorry if I'm like time banking, because I'm trying to get this stuff done. Okay. Alright, sorry about that. Got a nice double up on the left to start the day. And we'll see how the action goes. I think we did pretty well on some of these tables in terms of getting a bunch of people in there. You know, Team Biscuit, Sick Player, I can never pronounce your name, Bamacist. And then I don't know necessarily who these other players are, so I'm sure drop your name in the stream if you are in. All right. I think we are functional, and now I can stop paying attention to some of the tables. So yes, thank you guys for joining in. This is gonna be pretty fun. We have a bunch of the members in here battling out in the PLO 25 streets. So we're going to try and show cards, I believe. So hopefully people stick to that on all winning hands. I will try. I know some people are gonna forget to click it. I'm sure I will as well, but we can always say in the chat. And yeah, looking forward to breaking down some of the hands that are going on from, you know, both myself and other members battling against each other here. And I see some people in the chat on Discord. I'm gonna try and keep that separate, otherwise I'm not gonna pay attention to hands that are going on. There's just too much to do. So if there's questions and different things like that, just post them in the YouTube chat, please. That would be very helpful if you are on stream. And I did say that I thought we were, like, now that I'm settled, I thought we were going for an all-in straddle first hand. Can't remember who said that, but we'll get the action going. So I'm guessing because he's at both tables, Exploitative is maybe in this. I'm not sure. If either are in the I don't know if someone from this would be playing 20BB. I'm not sure. So maybe Max House isn't, but if you're in the chat, let us know. Scooby Doo. And we get the all-in straddle. Let's see if we can generate some action here. Pretty good hand for an all-in straddle. Pretty good hand. Let's see if we get to take it down. It's only for the first time that I'll play it properly, I promise. Obama Kissed is thinking about it. Snapped off. Queen 8, ace or hot. Hold! Hold! That's a hold, baby. That's a hold. Ship it. Oh, sorry guys, I meant to take the straddle off after that one. Hey, I like the name. I like the name, Andre. Exploitative is a good one. I like titties in general, you know. Actually, I probably shouldn't say that on stream. Actually, I have a name that involves something along those lines on a different site, but it is a very, very small site, and I don't want to say what my name is on it because I get some very good action on there. 3-betting on the right, and there's a flop we can definitely just pot and stack off. But with a gut shot, no diamond blocker, no other backdoors. You know, he's going to go wild on a few straight turns and we have good blockers, so I think I'm going to check back here. Pretty bad turn. Snap check, though. We will check it back. And then just pots the river, so I think we're going to fold. Without a diamond in our hand. And obviously, 4 cards straight out there, blocking all the pairs. So I missed the action here on the left. PLO hurts in the mix with a straddle. Shouldn't he be allowed to join if he's straddling? I feel like you should be allowed to join if you're willing to post the straddle under the gun. I mean, that's how it is live, but I don't know. Very junky call here, but we're gonna be pushing some action today. Aha, sick player A7 is Tito. That makes sense because that's who said he was gonna go all in blind with me. We'll have some leads here. Obviously the weak wrap, pair and spades. Could definitely raise this hand. But we're just gonna call. No leads on this turn. I hope everybody's gonna feel the tilt of me explaining one table and then having to wait for me on the other one. Small bet on the right. Often against randos I would raise. I mean, I've never played with TO before. But we do unblock all the pairs and kind of want to just like raise fold. Against the small sizing. I think calling there, you know, people will double off with like the ace of will bet river with like the ace of spades, but usually when you raise them, they tend to give up. And you know, we can fold out bets sometimes. I mean, most flushes shouldn't fold, but I guess it was also on the sizing size. Wait, I thought someone said sick player was Tito. No, they deleted that. Is that just some random pretending to be someone? Oh, he's probably on his wrong YouTube account. He's probably signed in as someone else. That's probably what happened. That is probably what happened. And I definitely shouldn't be calling this game in many spots. But we flat pretty well. Well, I mean, not really that well, but we can kind of turn some decent pairs that'll have showdown value and wraps and things like that. So don't want to get bluffed off this. And I do unblock the pairs, but this is a turn that I will check back again. I mean, basically like a good rule of thumb is that you want to bet like nut and second nut flush draw hands. Not ideal that we have the 8 and we block the top end with the queen. But he's never folding a flush. Snapped off. Wow, really didn't believe me. That was a pretty snappy call there, Bamicus, without a spade. I mean, if Tio is playing, he's usually so active in the chat. So I'm like, are you really focusing, Tio? Come on, like, can you still give us some love in the chat, maybe? Maybe we'll get some more people when Janet has stopped streaming. 501k, 2k. You know, that might hinder our stream a little bit today. It was pretty wild watching that earlier. It was pretty fun. And not folding in position here. This is going to be an unfortunate flop because Bamikis should have a good amount of pots here, with overpairs, gut shots, type of hands. I mean, this does connect with me well. We're gonna go for the small raise size here. I mean, we could actually honestly just call, but I think I'm just gonna raise small. He's not gonna fold aces to the size of a raise. It's just kind of an awkward spot. We'll probably just head some air. Problem, like, if we call that, it's like hard to get value on a bunch of turns that like get scary when straight's complete. If he does have like bare aces, obviously the dream, you know, you call and he picks up a flush draw on the turn and you get it in, but this Gin End is still streaming. Gin End is still streaming. It's a shame because I do kind of want to watch it too. So as I said, yeah, please put questions in the stream chat rather than Discord so I can like keep stuff together. Bamikist, I did see your question there about who created the art. That was me, actually. That was a talented artistic self, you know, with a combination of Canva and ChatGPT. So nothing impressive, but I don't know. I mean, let me know in the chat. I mean, I know most of you guys are just gonna watch it because like you want to see the content, but I've just never been like a big making things look fancy and fluffy. You know, I'd rather just that it was like something valuable. But I know thumbnails and stuff are important on YouTube, so you know, let me know what what sort of stuff like looks good, or if you know certain stuff's trash and you know could do a lot better. I mean, we're not folding in position here with some nuts, and yeah, just gonna be folding this flop. We can check back and bluff some turns, but I expect to bet a lot of overpairs with diamonds on this board. Probably maybe could just flat this hand, to be honest. Obviously great turn card for him, and yeah, I mean there's only a couple of rivers where we're gonna get ace to fold, and we do block an ace though. I mean, could be an interesting hand to raise in position here with the king queen double suited against aces, exclusively aces from Exploitative. Should we fold it? I mean, there's no bluffs here, so you know, if this four was more connected, I would probably call, but you know, we can have our flush draws dominated too, and we just kind of get into trouble. And Exploitative shows the shocking ace combo. Babinkos, welcome to the chat. If you want to get in the mix, get on the wait list. I think on the left table we have a full PLO poker coaching table. On the right table, not sure about Scooby-Doo, but yeah, I think we did pretty well. Oh, Tito bringing along the support in the chat today. I love it. I love it. Welcome, Tito's wife. I don't know your name, so welcome to the chat. I have to try and remember to focus on hands other than mine as well, because I'm kind of I use the use the hands when I'm not playing to answer the chat questions and like do other stuff. Block some of the overpairs, making it quite hard to continue here without a jack. Obviously nut flush draws can continue, but we block that with our range, with our king and queen of diamonds. And you check Rosemary in 3-bet pot. I did have ace, ace, 6, 7, 1 backdoor flush draw. Well, it's probably a good exploitative fold. I don't think the solver would ever fold that, but it's good to know. I'm gonna min raise you a lot in those spots. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I was tempted to just call, but I don't know what turns I'm getting more value after you check. Pretty much every turn to me. Unless we get like a delightful board pair or something. But yeah, running pretty hot to start the session. Running pretty hot. And I mean, I assume people are watching so they can kind of see. So I have forgot to obviously show my hand already in the stream, not paying attention. On this board, obviously, just referencing every player as if I'm playing against regs, because I know all you guys are. So this is a range check board for me with my EP opening range. And apparently I can't bluff PLO hurts, so we're not gonna try. I mean, we have a terrible hand for it. We don't block any of his 3-betting range on the flop. And have terrible runouts. We do have some people waiting on the table. I wonder if they're also community members. Not folding here, obviously, with the nut suit, because that would be funny. We could like somehow enforce like a mandatory like min VPIP at the table or something, just to get the action going, which I'd be kicked off on the left hand side. And we don't have a raising range here on the right. It's nice that we block an ace, but we also block a king, so you know, we block his kings type hands. I mean, this is a range bet flop for him, so we're obviously gonna call. And if we do see a follow through here on the turn, it's a little tricky, because I now have a lot of ace-x hands in my range when I call this board. Like, I'm not going to have too much 4-5. And so, like, some weaker aces, you know, obviously have 2 pair. And if I had the king of clubs instead of the 8 of clubs here, you could argue to... no, it's going to be too short an SPR on the river. And... yes, we have a nut gut shot, but yeah, it's gonna be a little rough. If we were deeper and I had a higher club blocker, then I could argue for a call there, because you have other ways to win the hand on the river. But as it stands, not Not too much to do there. And we're just gonna flat here because we got Exploitative, the fish, in the big blind. I'm just kidding. I don't want to 3-bet this hand. It's pretty marginal, but I'll play a hand in position here against Team Biscuits. My stream is on a delay, so yeah. So no one will be able to see the cards here without a heart, and not a very good gut shot. I think we're just gonna fold, even against the small size. Oh, sneaky. Betting with the best hand. Pretty solid flop on the right. We block a ton of the stabbing range. We do, I guess, want to start building a pot. I could see some leads here. I don't really want to check raise this, so I am actually going to lead. We can get called by a lot of like pair and flush draw, pair and gut shot type hands that we're dominating that won't bet. If we get raised, we have an easy call. And if there were aces to open fold onto the gun, this would be some of them. And with some showdown value on runouts and the ace of hearts, don't want to get, you know, ripped on here by a set or two pair, and don't want to lose the value of the ace of spades, which is going to be like very good on this turn. Do take it down. A little loosey-goosey defend here against Bamacist. Kind of looks like a decent hand with like a bunch of straight blockers, gut shots, backed off flush draws to check raise. However, the key blocker here is like the ace or queen against the button opening range, not the deuce. Like there's not going to be too much ace deuce or deuce deuce that he's going to bet. We do turn two pair, have the straight draw blocker and the nut flush draw. Just throwing him up here with a pot size bet. And I think here, probably gonna go for the check raise, maybe. Since we do have some showdown value. So it goes pot. Doesn't need a straight here to pot. Doesn't have ace queen. Like 4-4 type hands. You block a lot of the draws. Like ace 8 maybe. If a check back aces maybe, I don't know. Ace 8, yeah. The value bluff. Should have gone for the check raise, like we said. Should have gone for the check raise. I was going to say that was a really good play until you said that it was a bluff. Because ace-8 is like kind of like a crazy good value bet there. Because I have 2 pair and flush draws that pot the turn and then, you know, can call. And usually the ones I pot with have a straight draw blocker, so when you pot it, it makes it kind of a call for me, so that would actually have been like a really sexy value bet. But you ruined it with the message, Bamicus. Nice hand, nice hand, nice hand. Play loosey-goosey. Obviously no leads on this board. On some of the ace-king or like ace-queen boards, we will have some leads out of the small blind. And I think on this turn, unblocking clubs, doing a bet. And Tea and Biscuits runs into the aces again. Let's see, let's see how we go this time. Get the call, and it's pretty connected with the 7. Easy, I mean, our position, easy C bet. I think we're gonna check back here. I mean, we can go large and then pot river. Obviously, making it quite unlikely as the nut straight, but sets and 2 pairs, diamond draws aren't going to be folding the turn. So I think we just kind of hope for a board pair and a check down pot. With no pair blockers and no straight blockers, I think it's a pretty easy fold. Nice hand, nice hand. Yeah, we're never getting that to fold on the turn, and then so you're planning, you're hoping to bet and the river to be a brick and then them to not have any blockers, and it's like just becomes a reduced EV player on the turn to kind of turn that into a bluff. I'm gonna call with the shitty queens. All right, should we start tilting some people? I don't think anyone's gonna try and sit down at these tables. That's a positive anyway, because these are I think the lowest VPIP out there for any PLO 25 game running currently. It's pretty funny. There's a wait list for the 26 VPIP table. Wait, you said I thought a pot size bet might do it. And actually gonna 3-bet these kings here. And then fold to a 4-bet, obviously. It's a board that I'm going to check a lot. I'll probably check range. It's kind of low though, so it's not the worst. And then we obviously have a good hand to bluff catch down on a few different runouts. And we do turn the straight, and definitely going to check again here. I don't think it's something that, you know, a lot of players are going to go too wild on, given that we'll have ace-5 here a good amount of the time. And we do see a little over half pot size bet, and definitely just going to call. And I think he might give up with a good amount of bluffs here, given that I might not fold my aces. You can obviously have 5-7, can have a garbagey hand, but we can't get away from this. Does give up. And we get one back after the sick pot size value bet. Thought he was saying it was a bluff, but the previous hand was indeed a value bet. So a very good one. So we have it all in. This is a 4-bet pot. Oh, I actually don't know if these are people in the mix. Oh wow. Well, I wonder how he did in the cash games. It wasn't going to. I'm talking about Jay Hernandez. I wonder how he did in the cash games, because it wasn't looking too good when I last saw. But he just finished second in the 25K. And for 101,000 doll has. That's pretty good. Someone said taking 162K loss, so. I wonder if that's including the 100K win or not. And then betting small on the straight flop here, flopping the nuts. We get raised. And maybe without a pair we don't want to get it in. I want to use our position. Fortunately, we're not deep on this table, which would have been better. And we turn the nuts with the redraw. Could we be against pocket eights? 8 of clubs on the river? Little bad beat jackpot live on stream? Is that asking too much? Obviously, he should have a lot of checks here on this turn. He does not check. And I think that we're just going to jam. He's not going to fold sets and flush draws. We unblock all the pairs. We unblock high clubs. And we have the redraw to the bet straight. So, you know, any 7-10 that we get in against, we're likely crushing. But again, with that non-nut flush draw and no pair blocker, you don't crush the board heavily enough to kind of slow play that. So Jay Hernandez did just finish streaming, so hopefully we get some more folks in the mix. So we got a 3-bet here by PLO Hertz. KD Trey. I don't know. I think this might just be maybe a random. And was gonna raise this hand. Pretty good hand to c-bet. Easy fold to raise, and you know our hand doesn't play well on future streets, so we want to just take on the pot now. Oh, he lost 262k, but won 100k? Oh, okay. That's not a terrible day. It's only one buy-in. Okay, so missed the action over here. We have a half pot size lead on the river. I completely missed all the action, but I would imagine that you want to go 1/3 or large position. Well, I mean, my delay says that I'm at 3 minutes, so I'm not sure, LPD. We might have just like crossed conversations in that last discussion. Act off flush draw club blocker. I mean, the thing is, our blockers aren't that useful on like an AR9, and the spot is really, really connected. I think against most people, I would probably bet this. Giving you a lot of respect here, Tio. And then yeah, not much to do with the 7 of clubs. I mean, it's a weird one to float and then try and get people to fold on the river. We'll be just 3-betting these aces, given that we're playing with a bunch of nits who aren't gonna 3-bet squeeze. Just kidding. Pretty standard tables. We get the call. We flop blockers to the low end, a pair blocker, and the nut flush draw. And I think we're gonna bet. There's some 6-7 spade type hands. We're obviously not gonna fold to a raise. Maybe we'll start straddling a bit, get some action going. Obviously not blind all in, but 6-6-5-5, just gonna be a flat with a single suit. Could think about it, definitely double suited. Capitoksh, well, I can't pronounce that, but short stack in the mix. Flop the set. And I don't really want to shove in 150 bigs here. I guess we could have min-res folded. And he just flats. And so I think we're probably gonna check jam. If this guy bets, which I presume he's going to. If we check ship, there's still a lot behind, but we can't just flat here. Like, this guy can have some big draws. There's not very many fun rivers. We have no outs. It's always nice to get it in with them drawing dead. Tito gives the few. I'm guessing maybe like a queen 7 gut shot type hand. I don't know. Against the cuff, I mean, we could squeeze this hand. It plays pretty well multi-way. Not on this flop. Unless we just want to start spewing some random bluffs. And just, we block an ace and we block the middling rundown, so just in terms of like the King X combos that he has, it shifts it a little bit more in his favor, so No need to mess around there. We get 3-bet deep by TO. I'm ready. I'm ready to apply some pressure. Not on this flop. Not on this flop. And we see the straddle from Bamakist coming in. I guess check back and see how it develops and potentially bluff small on a couple of runouts. Yeah, just gonna fold. Just a little ambitious. Little ambitious. Oh, the double straddle. The double straddle. Bamakist on tilt. They're a pretty nice hand here. Just gonna limp in position. Don't want to blow out this pot crazy. I can definitely call a res. Deep in position. We love it. We love it. I mean, the SPR is going to be pretty low on the flop. It's basically going to be an SPR with 1, depending on if we get the call here. Love it. Love it. Crush the flop. Good luck. Good luck, everybody. And do we want to jam bet really small? I mean, I guess I'll keep straddling. I think it's too short and our hand's not strong enough, so we're just gonna pot. Get called by an overpairing gut shot and be pushing a tiny bit of equity. Oh, I did not think about the action here. Or an overpair with a wrap. That one's not as fun. Hold! Right, we hold first. We need a queen or a jack on the second. Fair enough. Chop, chop. Fair enough. Chop, chop. I don't know how much I want to keep double straddling though. Just makes the game very, very short. And I think people probably want more standard format stuff. But if you guys do want straddling, and obviously we're fine to straddle, but I mean, it's pretty garbage. I don't love the like any position straddle, to be honest. I quite like it if it's, you know, it acts as almost an additional blind, but it just like makes all of the pre-flop action really weird. And given the connectivity, I think we're gonna call here. not a great flop. Yeah, like it like throws me off, makes it kind of awkward. It's kind of annoying. Should have a decent amount of pots. I mean, on these rainbow boards, yeah. Any sort of blocker or backup backdoors, he's just going to pot and stack off, and not much we can do with a marginal call pre-flop. And, you know, obviously pretty weak kings, but with a straddle, and people playing reasonably tight, I don't think it's a terrible bet. And then pretty much flop the nuts. I don't think people are going to get too aggressive. We obviously do okay against ace X of clubs, which is out there. So just going to go ahead and bet this hand. We'll have some ugly turns, but I don't expect people to stab too much. Pretty great turn. It's like a snap check. I mean, we basically still have the nuts. The question is, given that we're deep against this player, it's a little rough. Obviously, can't fold to the jam anyway. Well, we might get called here with ace X of hearts, which we're doing. I mean, ace X of clubs, which we're doing really well against. Oops. PLO hurts with the straddle on now. And in a pretty big pot with a pot-sized river bet. And yeah, not enough on the right to consider bang. Can't really rep much here on the turn, given that there's not much Jack X that we do check back. We do need protection, but we can also just be like drawing very, very thin. So, and just check back here. Just checking on my dog, that is. Dropping some really gnarly farts right now. Oof. Yeah, LPD, do we think he'll be playing again next week? I mean, probably depending on, you know, the success of everything. I'm sure that it's, you know, no coincidence that that was going on, and this is the last day of their 25% offer for PLO Mastermind. So will he be back next week? I don't know. I don't know. But you know, if you're getting sticked at all, it's a pretty big bet. What happened here? I guess it was a straddled pot. I think with an 8 and maybe a backdoor I would consider here, but the 5 is kind of not that relevant. But yeah, even if you're getting sticked, that's a big game. Very, very big game. So I don't know. We'll see. But it was fun to watch. Honestly, I think he'd be more likely to play if he booked, you know, a 200k win. You're free rolling the next week. A pretty juicy hand here with no action against 22 VPIP TO. What is he saying? What is he saying? He says no. He says no. Maybe we'll play like every hand for the next 5 minutes or something and just try and drive some action. All right, we start off well playing every hand. This would have been nicer if we got this at the end of 5 minutes after we just played like 12 hands straight. I mean, I'm not raising this one though. I told him he can't fold at 3 bets. Man. Pretty good hand to check raise, I guess. I guess we don't have any equity though. No equity, no problem. We might get shoved on here by like an open ender. Where do you get the 50% number from? And then just giving up on this turn. Yeah, where does the 50% number come from? Because I made up 50% in the chat. I just figured that would roughly be where it would be at if he said that he was come on, man, I'm playing every hand and you're gonna 3-bet me? Come on. Oh wait, we can only do this for 3 minutes, I just realized, because then everybody's gonna know that I'm playing every hand. I'm gonna check call this flop. I don't remember when we started, but yeah, we'll give it another couple of minutes because it's not going too well. I wish we had a pair blocker. It's a great turn for our check calling range, obviously. But if he has aces with the ace of clubs, he's probably gonna not bluff now, I would think. So like he likely has aces with the ace of clubs and he might not fold here. But it does look pretty value heavy. Taking this line, check call flop, check check turn. And then half pot river, our position. We'll throw it in there just to tilt Tio. River. Run into ace X. I hope he remembers that that was a 3-bet pot that I called out of position with like Jack 10. Whatever. Pair gut shot. We can turn some decent 2 pairs, so I think standard bet here, given that we have the 5 blocker and future spade blocker. Check back again, picking up an additional gut shot. Rivering the 2 pair. We do get raised by Scooby-Doo. I'm gonna call here, given that I have the Jack of Spades, and when he checks to me, it gives me some bluffing potential. So if he is actually repping 3-5, the problem is that the ace is uncovered. If the ace wasn't uncovered, I would tend to just bet here because I think we can start making 3-5 fold. Sorry, 4-5 fold. But ace X of spades is definitely in his raising range, especially if he has a gut shot or something to go with it. So we're just going to check back here. And at this point, the Jack of Spades is a pretty good blocker. We could get him to fold a chop. Oh yeah, yeah, that's LPD. That's basically what I was saying in the chat. I was like, it probably has to be around 50%. I just didn't know if you'd heard that for like a fact. It just sounds like a reasonable number to, you know, if you're giving someone a couple $100,000 to go play poker with, that you would want them to have a reasonable piece invested, and just actually gonna play normally with these kings. They're too bad to raise. I think we're done with playing every hand because probably everybody is caught up now. So we're doing all right, but one stack, I mean, is a blind all in, so that doesn't count. So we're maybe up a buy-in. Tio, what did you fold? Did you have aces? I'm guessing in that spot. A lot of aces in the mix today. And we will defend on the left. It's actually not a bad spot to check res. Snap half pot size bet. Because all we have is a weak flush draw and a weak pair. And pretty bad card. Like if he's calling with ace king type hands, obviously not folding now. King X of clubs, not folding, and we do pick up a gut shot as well. So I'm gonna check here, and against this sizing, I mean, I guess we call. There's not even that many rivers we can bluff, to be honest. Like if he has ace king with clubs, like we're kind of not doing great. But we'll throw some action in the mix. Expect a check back with ace king, to be honest. Ace queen 10-7. Interesting. So we'll play this hand. Kind of an intriguing one. So calling the check raise on the flop is pretty loose. And then I mean, after you check raise and I check, I quite like the, I definitely like the bet on the turn with some equity. And then obviously going to use the queen of clubs on club rivers. But yeah, I guess, you know, as I said, he just never wants to fold to me. So I think we should start raising with some value before we add more of those in the mix. PLO hurts the calling station. No, I'm just kidding. It's just because he beats me out of every pot. Nice hand, nice hand, nice hand. All right, we got a little break here. Gonna be right back. Tito says, yup, ace ace fold like fish. Well, I don't necessarily think that that's a fishy play because, as I said, there's a very underbluffed line that I take. But did you have the ace of clubs? Because then maybe not. I'm gonna check back on the right. Sometimes we're good against like queen 10. Not anymore. Pot size bet. Wouldn't go pot here. Just because it makes my life really easy. But basically I only ever have to call with the nuts. So even for your full range, even if you have like blockers that you're using there, probably go smaller. Just so you can get some value. If I have, I think there was a low straight out there or sets. But there's not even that many sets that are gonna call. We do have a wait list on red 6, so either some people are interested or we're looking pretty fishy. Gonna be banging this board at a pretty high frequency. Trying to muscle me on ace high board when I have the advantage, not a good idea. PLO Hertz says, I would say, I could definitely be wrong on the specific board, but likely your hand with is strong enough with the kind of backdoors there. Not a good turn. That you probably want to check that hand back, because it's a hand that you don't want to bet fold and that you probably should bet fold. And yeah, so I would like check it back, because you have a lot of outs against like my 2-pair type hands. Half pot here on the turn, can't fold. On the left, no pair blocker. I think we're gonna check this back. Just river the nizzles. Against his size, we're gonna call. And we're gonna call the river, given that the king pairs, I may have queen, queen, and a 3. So it's an unfortunate run out. So pretty likely kind of bluffing here. Do we ever want to min raise and try and induce? I think we just jam. So we're basically trying to get called by the nut flush, I guess. I don't think that he's ever checking. He's ever checking back like king, queen, king 3, king 4. And we'll use the half pot size again. See you later, Bamicus. Nice playing with you, sir. And on the right, I mean, we need protection from nothing. We never get bet to fold. I think it's a solid check back, and we can definitely bet the turn to charge some draws. And obviously going to call this bet, unblocking all the draws. And gonna fold. Yeah. Yeah. And we don't block the straights, and he can definitely still bet straights for half pot here, given that we check back the flop. Don't really have many boards, so I think we're just gonna fold. And I missed what happened on the left. What's happened on the left? So raise and a call from PLO hurts. And is that an out position? So donks the flop. So donks the flop, gets called, turns a heart, pots the turn, gets called, rivers a flush, and I hate how GG does the hand histories. Oh, okay, and then check calls, pretty standard. Nuts against second nuts. So 3-bet C-bet from Team Biscuits. Pairing turn card. Low SPR. I like to see betting range for 1/3 or 1/4 here. Don't hate half, maybe a bit too big. But takes it down. Is anyone in the chat like waiting for a table? I'm just curious. I know this one we still have everyone. I'm not sure about BBL Drizzy. On the right, only 3. I know Bamaka's just left. So seeing who else we can get into the mix. And let me know in the chat as well, like if you guys want to do this but want to, I mean, it literally doesn't matter, right? You know, because there's a wide range of people. We've got people that play, you know, 25, 50, 100, 200, you know, at 1K, like sat playing this game. So like if you want to play PLO 10 or PLO 5, like it really doesn't matter that much as long as people are playing and taking it seriously. So it's like somewhat educational and useful and decent content. It doesn't really matter. Like I forgot multiple times that this is 10.25 cent. I'm just looking at the blinds. So if you guys do want to play but 25 is too high or whatever, let me know. I mean, we're gonna keep developing this and kind of see how it goes. You know, and I would like to do potentially one on coin poker, given that we could get, you know, multiple people on there who don't necessarily have access to GG. And just bet 8 here, allowing this guy to reopen the action if we do get called. Very tempted to come along with this one. So we have an 8 big blind bet on the river with a 10. Squeezes out the value in his last hand as he leaves the table. We love it. Nice hand, Bamakist. I don't know that they take up less space. Like you could just have this replayer and just have buttons and click through it. It's so annoying having to do all that reading. Just kidding. It's fine, but I like the standard replays. Not a good river. Passport Bachelor, get yourself in the mix. Seat open. PLO red 5. Next to the man himself, PLO Hertz. You can join our Discord, so let me actually put it. I mean, you don't have to be a member to join this game. You can just go and yeah, I mean, you're bluffing with the best hand, my friend. And calling you on basically any other river. Yeah, jump onto GG. Let me put in the chat real quick. Probably shouldn't call this 3 actually. PLO Hertz gives the WAP. And loses both. Unfortunate. Pretty big cooler. Here on the left. Give me a free showdown, Tito. Come on. Don't bluff. Oh, nice hand, nice hand, nice hand. Thank you for not bluffing. I appreciate it. We'll apply a lot. Well, this guy's pretty short, so maybe the lead wasn't the best against this particular guy, but get it through. Tito on tilt. Did he lose both in that? Is that what happened? So two pair. Is that the low gut shot and a flush draw? And yeah, okay. Makes sense. What was the flop? Oh, okay, that's why the pot was so big. Okay. Not folding here. And no straight blocker, just gonna check back. We have some good two pair outs. Okay, I see that you're next up. Deepen. Justin, where's the next game hosted? I don't know if you it's decided in the Discord server. I'm happy to do a coin poker one. I don't know how many people are actually on coin though. You know, right now we were able to get like 5 or 6 people that were ready to go on GG. I don't know if we have enough people to go on a different site. But I mean, coin would be the obvious one because everybody can play on it. Team Biscuits in a hand with Star Glaze and wins with the Jacks. PLO says should change my name to BBL's ATM machine. Yeah, that guy has pulled your pants down a couple of times. It's basically me giving money to you and then you giving it to him. So and the question is, if we check this turn, what's he gonna bet with? Tio doesn't strike me as someone that's gonna like bluff and stab that often. But we unblock all the pads. I think that we just bet and try and get called by sets or straights. But yeah, coin poker could be cool. We can see if Jay Nandez wants to join and play 500, 1K, and PLO 25 at the same time on his next stream. So we are getting a little deeper on this left table, which is nice. Me and T.O. battle again in the blinds. I'm actually not gonna 4-bet this hand, given that we are pretty deep and out of position. So even when he calls, it's not great for us. And then I'm going to check call the flop, given that there's some turns we can bluff on. Like, this is not a good card for our range, and we shouldn't really lead this. And given that we have ace king king, there is a good chance that he has jacks. We just can't really call this hand, can we? I guess the size that he uses, it depends on. And I mean, the way we kind of play this hand feels, I don't know, maybe like queens. I mean, definitely doesn't have a jack. Can be aces, but we block that heavily. So we often have the best hand. Bets a lot of flush draws. So okay. Yeah, I mean, I can't believe that people get 15 minutes to sit out on a table and there's people weighing. I thought it was like 6 minutes. Unless maybe you got stacked. Are the times different if you get stacked because they give you time to go and deposit more money? I don't know. Don't really know how GG works. It's alright, PLO hurts. We'll get him. We'll get him. I got some chips to play with on this table. We just gotta cooler him because he's playing pretty nitty. Like, we have 4 regs set here, and the 2 people we don't know are playing 22 free pip over 50 hands, and then 0 out of 12 hands. That doesn't seem good. Backed on a flush draw. I think solid hand here to just track back. Avoid. We don't block any of the combo draws or any of the two pairs that we can get raised with. We can also just turn the nuts. Hopefully, he has like ace king with clubs. The dream, even though we heavily block that. Good card for our range. Definitely want to use a large sizing. Oh, Deacon is in the mix. Passport Bachelor. Yeah, I mean, come on, we're playing against T.O. We gotta give him some action. Good board to lead out the big blind, not the small blind. People often get those ranges confused and think that, you know, they have more 4 or 5 here. You actually have a good amount less. Would usually get a little bit more aggressive here, but without a diamond and the fact the flop was a straight, people will check back a lot more, nut flush draws. Do block a lot of the overpairs, I mean. Considering going for the check raise here. Definitely against this. Oh, and we lose to the 8s. Sick beat. Sick beat. Pre-flop nuts on the left. We get BBL in the mix. It's what we wanted. It's the dream. It's been running the table. And we break. Actually really not a bad board. I mean, we kind of shouldn't, but it's not a bad board to lead here with some backdoor wraps. It's hard to continue, but there's just a good amount of kings, strong kings and king accents when we have these types of middling cards. And on the left, I mean, we kind of have the worst hand to do this with, but we have some equity against sets, easy fold to a raise, and we do block some of the continues. And easy folds, easy. Obviously not this time, but basically people are like continuing with like flushes and top sets there, so it's just a heavily over folded spot. I do actually like the profile pick there. Passport, yeah, it's pretty nice. It's a nice intimidating profile pick. I honestly, I haven't, I guess you can upload your own, but I've never gone with it. Snap check and snap check back from BBO. Sick player will definitely, will definitely have a good amount of leads here with some strong draws and 2 pairs with the capped range on the flop. Let's go, Tito. Let's go. On a side note, we did get knocked out of the $200 on coin poker earlier today with getting it in on the turn against a 3-hour, which binked on the river for the chip lead with you know, whatever, 15 or so people left. So that was not fun. Man, a little card dead at the moment. Tito taking down the pot with the 8 high flush. I unfortunately wasn't wasn't looking. Gotta remember. Mongolia. I have to admit, I did not know what that flag was. Passport. If only your play was intimidating. Well, hey, you're in the right spot. Get in the Discord server. Add some aggression to your game. Tito coming over the top. Our position deep. It's got to be some decent aces here, my friend. Get the fold. Oh, Tito, what are we doing there, bro? What are we doing there? Ace queen I could get behind, but you're blocking so many of his 3-bets. Or his 3-bet folds, I should say. Oh, we love it. Tito's giving action, guys. All right. C-bet here, out of position on a king-jack board. Not recommended. Checking back the turn. And we will have a good amount of leads on this board. I think we have a bit too much equity. Too strong of a hand here to lead. I think we want to just check call. Pretty good turn. We will have some leads here now though. We have the 3 clubs and the straight blocker, so it's tough for him to have picked up additional equity. Probably could have sized up a little larger, but obviously calling the raise if it does come. Oh, Bamacus back in the mix. Couldn't go on life without us. It's understandable, my friend. Welcome back. Tables are too good. Tables are too good. He just had to take that seat back. Hey Kevin, welcome to the stream, sir. Do you mean you're looking for a player to help work on your game? Is that what you're saying? If so, you are in the right place, my friend. Shouldn't open this without an additional connected card, most likely. Yeah, Kevin, you can check out a few things. You can check out our Discord, you can check out our website, which the links are in below, with PLO poker coaching, and yeah, I'm definitely more than happy to help you out on your game. You can book a free session with me if you would like, and we'll find some stuff to work on. And here on the right, very thin on the flop. On this turn, would be pretty gross to get raised, and he will turn some king 10. So we are going to check back and then potentially bluff catch a few scenarios. We'll probably bluff catch with this one, I would think, given that we have the nizzles. I don't know that there's any French players in the chat, Kevin. It might be just you. There's players from all over the world that are here, but I'm not sure about France. After we check back the turn, we'll have some hands here, and asking me what the flop sizing was. Get out of here. I'm not gonna help you. It was 1/3 though, I think. In value. Could have maybe gone smaller, but marginal defend, but good hand to lead with on this board. I think that we potentially want to give up. Given that we have no equity, we have no diamond, it's just gonna be tough to get him to fold a lot. I would like 5-9, and a diamond. I think, you can argue for a double barrel, but just gonna snap fold that one. I was thinking about 3-betting, that's why I paused. as we know, as we get into these sessions, and I've already been playing, we start making some very questionable plays. This is a pretty long day. And what was the action on the flop over here? D. Quen, welcome to the table. Tito says he has the nuts. Someone's gonna bet raise jam. Oh, you're looking for a French player to work on your game. That makes sense. That makes sense. Well, yeah, I mean, we can definitely, what I would suggest is, there's a link in here or in my bio of our server that you can join on Discord. Join the server, and then you can post a message in the server looking for any French-speaking players, and you never know, you might get someone that wants to study or work with you. We're gonna 3-bet here against Tea and Biscuits, and then obviously call a 4-bet. Going to be betting kind of range on this board, and slightly larger. Sometimes I go a third here, but we are kind of deep, so I want to be able to apply pressure. We get called. And probably just gonna pot fold the turn. We still have equity against sets. The question is, do we just jam the river with the second nuts? It's pretty ballsy to slow play the straight all the way down. We do unblock all the pairs. We don't get snapped, which is good. There you go, Kevin. We got our South African French speaking friend in here that is gonna guide you in your poker journey in French. We got it all here, people. We got it all here at PLO Poker Coaching. Ask and you shall receive. Very marginal. Just going to flat here. PLO 30 and 50 on Winamax. Nice. Against half pot. Feels like ace X of clubs, which we're obviously very, very crushed against. So we can definitely get cooled on the river if we do hit a club and we have to call, so we're just gonna fold. I love it that we got some French in the chat. I did used to be fluent in French. I took it for a very, very long time when I was younger. And then never spoken again. So I can read what's going on here, but can't speak very much. Single suited, I think we're just gonna flat. Plays pretty well with no gaps and a multi-way pot. And not gonna get very excited about this. If there's heavy action, we'll just be folding the low end of the wrap and weak backdoor flush draw. Do we want to lead this turn though? Like the ace of hearts isn't as relevant if someone had bet. Because people are going to check back king high flush draws, 10 high flush draws. They have combo draws. I think we probably check. If it goes check, check, then we can bet some rivers, I guess. Tito. Not folding this deep, sir. That's a pretty good flop for you. There's also a flop that he's going to bet range on. We have very deep. Problem is we don't really have blockers for turns. And we do block some of his whiffs, but yeah. It's a tricky spot. If you have a marginal hand there, when you're often gonna find yourself still having to put in 150 big blinds to see the river. Alright, we'll give you some action, Team Biscuits, with this utter garbage. Flop pretty well as far as garbage goes. Top and bottom that's like not bad to raise. We'll often get a free card on the turn. And obviously a tough hand to play going forward. Oh, Bamacus back with the straddle. Oh, I like it. I like it. Amicus said he's gonna straddle only under the gun. It's too much for me to remember to be clicking that. But I'm down for that. I'll try. But I know I'll leave it on and then I'll end up straddling out of the big blind. So we got the check res here from Bamacus against the small sizing. I think it's often a very good idea. Kevin, your English isn't that bad. You got spew in your name. Spew forever. I like it. Make sure you join our Discord server, man. We'll throw some French in there for you. $22 and 18% VPIP. We're gonna definitely gonna raise some hands. I mean, we block a lot of straights and a spade blocker. And I guess we're not doing very well against raising ranges, given that, you know, we have whatever 3 outs to a chop. Pick up the bullets and we get folded around to us. Get the walk with the bullets. Oh, the double straddle. Passport coming in hot. Team Biscuits wakes up with a hand, smashes the pot button. Decoin can't fold. Look at that pot. Oh, come on. It's like a half of your stack. Ship it in there. get the jam on the turn with a hand, the open ender. Spade not gonna do it. Nice hand, nice hand. Pretty much the worst hand that you can run into. Pair and nut flush draw versus open ender and flush draw. Oh, T.O. giving the jabs. You like it? T.O. just 3-betting me all day, man. Just 3-betting me all day. Okay, I'll give you the action. I'll give you the action. Better watch out. Better watch out. 2-pair against T.O. I think probably want to go for the check raise here with backup. And I think just folding on the left. So we do block the straight and we do block sets and 2 pairs that can continue. So I think just going for the check call here is fine. And I think blocking showdown value here, like check calling again, kind of makes sense. He can block, he can bet a straight with a flush draw blocker. He can bluff. And check calling on the left. And we do get him to value on himself. So that is nice. And still just gonna check, maybe check fold. And then I think gonna just bet call on the left. Given that we block like the middling flushes. Most nut flushes that he calls with on the button are gonna be like King X with hearts that would bet already. So singular hearts that raise here is like less believable. So I'll definitely call that one off. Probably not against like a recreational player, but against Bamacist. I think it's probably a profitable call. We open the greasy double pair here, 6-6-3-3. And we whiff. Guys, we have made the leaderboard. We're in there for $1. So we are crushing. Can we get a 3-bet from Tito this time? One time when I have a hand. Nope. Just the quads. Okay. I think we're gonna check here. We don't check much AS-X, so it's like kind of we have like quads or nothing. We do block flush draws, which might call at this point, like, because it's very unlikely we have a board, obviously. But no action. all in. Ace queen 9-8. This is the ace king 4-3. Jack R7 for the savior. For Bamakist. Passport looking to double back up. Holds on and is back with a reasonable stack. Straddle is always a winning strategy, guys. Rips it in again. Passport with the wrap. Looking for a big back-to-back hands. PLO Hurt's been running like trash recently. And he does manage to chop on the last card. Sure, that feels like a win. And not going to be raising here. Against a small sizing, maybe we want to. I think we want to lead this turn, given that he's going to check back just a lot of like random flush draws, random Jack X that has, you know, either as beat or, well, most likely as beat. Don't really need that many straight blockers here. And then I guess, I mean, he can have overpairs with hearts that he's not going to fold. He's not going to fold Jack X at this point. So I think we check and probably check fold. Yeah. He's never folding to a bet. The only way we can get it done is with a check raise, but there's gonna be minimum ones that he can that actually he bets with on the river there. Tito says, "Don't bluff, Tito." Stacking chips. PLO Hurt's being called a calling station and sticky already today. Decent board for us in terms of our range and our hand. We will bet and probably get this in. I don't know, Passport's been running hot. Passport has been running hot. Just basically the nuts. Oh. PLO Hurts calling out Passport. We love it. We love it. We love it. Let's get some tilt and tension in this session. Bamikist is out again. Is Bamikist hitting running these tables? Is that what's going on? I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding. $1.50 in the leaderboards. So pot size bet on the turn. This is very weird. Let's go for a little raisy daisy. Raisy daisy fold. Definitely have like ace 10. But with this line we can get him to fold a bunch of rivers when we don't hit. And not really folding much equity if he jams, and we have to fold with like marginal draws everywhere. And we can hit that river and hopefully be against a set or two pair. I mean, if he jams here, it's kind of gross. And we too get max value. What are you confused about, Tio? That was the perfect play. It's the perfect play against aces. We can jam blanks. We have equity against it. We block him boarding up. Wait, what would the I must have missed this. I like it. This is what we want. This is what we envisioned. It took us a couple hours to get here, but we want some tilt. We want some drama at the tables. And PLO Hertz is bringing it. We love it. Oh, Tito. How many times do you 3-bet me today? I want to see these hands, dude. We could still be in very rough shape on the right, but I mean, it's a pretty good flop. Yeah, I mean, we're not doing great against overpair and flush draw. That is faux show. Or kings. I mean, we're doing fine against kings, but this guy deep behind. Like, we're not folding turn, which is fine. I'm fine getting, you know, 100 BB in here. Just shove it in. You can't pot the flop and then check fold the turn. Just shove it in. Shove it in, Tio. You got aces and diamonds. We got it. We got it. I still can't fold. Oh. That is a bold pot, sir, on the turn, I guess. Can't hit. Hit one. All right, all right, all right. Nice hand. The only problem with that play is you probably might want to consider betting smaller on the flop so that you could then have more leverage to pot on the turn, because once you get called on the flop, there's like no turns that I'm gonna fold, right? Like, there's no mid hands that I'm gonna call on the flop and then like if I have two pairs set on the flop, like I'm either just like jamming, right? And so like, what am I gonna call on the turn? Like, I'm never gonna fold a flush on the turn to less than pot size bet. Like, your blocker just has way less value, you know, once you start getting that shot. But if you bet small, then I call, keep my range a bit wider, and then potentially, you know, you can fire some turns for pot that, you know, are good for you, and you might have you know, a better chance. Two pair. Not a good river. And we could have check raise the turn after he checks back flop. I just lose to two pair. Yeah. We obviously don't get him to fold the turn though, so. Could potentially check raise for some protection here, but I think with the backdoor, not diamonds, that probably check calling might be better. And then here on the turn, we'll see a lot of bets, but we're obviously not folding. And we river the nuts, and we block. I mean, oh, sorry, wait, no, that's a paired board. So we will bet some ace nine. I'm actually just gonna bet large here with a 5, and then just fold to a jam. Wait, Paspo, what do you mean you're finally next on the second table? Are you waiting on PLO red 6? Oh, I guess this is observers, right? So maybe that doesn't count the wait list. See someone waiting on each table. Set of jacks with a straight blocker. We could go for a bet there. So should really be somewhat of a range c-bet here for like half or 3/4 pot, which we do see a bet. And it'll be a decent raising frequency. PLO hurts calls with 6x in the gut shot. Tito, I'm never gonna fold to you, my friend. We will have some leads on this board. Do we want to check raise this board or lead? I think I'm actually just gonna check call. We have so many good turns. That's not really one of them. I don't really want to check call with 9x and a gut shot, so I'm gonna bet. And hopefully we don't get raised and run into kings. I think aces are going to check back a good amount unless he turned to ace ace, 10 queen. Even that hand's probably just going to call. Alright, I think this is going to be my last orbit. And I'm pretty tired. Puppy's getting restless, so I'm gonna go and spend some time with him and relax for the evening. But this has been it's been fun. Enjoyed this. It's been good having people out here. There was less tilting than I hoped for, but we'll get there. But yeah, we'll definitely do this again, and we'll do some polls, I guess, in the Discord server, and see. Really want to call this, since this is my last go around. This guy's 3-betting a lot though. Oh, it's Tia. We'll give it a call. We'll give Team Biscuit some action, and pretty much the worst flop we could have asked for. No hope. I will bluff a non-diamond 4. How about that? Oh. We called it, baby. We called it. Gotta do it now. This is not a bluff that I would actually make. If it was like the 4 spades, maybe. But there's so many hands that can continue, and that our hand is the non-nuts on turn on rivers. Like, I mean, pretty much the worst one. I mean, we do block a club, we do block the straight, and snapped. Okay. Okay. That was somewhat interesting. Tea and biscuits coming after it. Well, we're not folding kings on the button, so... It's pretty strong to raise the turn, but I mean... We don't have a spade. He's not gonna bet fold aces and spades. So I think we just fold. Didn't have aces and spades. That is it for PLO Red 5. Yeah, I mean, it would be cool, like, if more people and they wanted to play but they couldn't. But yeah, I mean, just jump in the Discord server, let us know what stuff people have access to, and yeah, I mean, I'm happy to do this, you know, relatively frequently. It's kind of a fun time. I'd like to kind of keep building on it, and yeah. We'll definitely do this some more. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely give me some feedback, either in the messages here or on Discord. Let me know what you think worked, what didn't work, what could be better. Yeah, I mean, first time around, I think it was pretty successful. Hey, buddy. You want to say goodbye to everyone, bit? Huh? Come in here, buddy. Oh, there you go. Say hello to everybody, buddy. Gotta get your practice in for WSOP, bud. Come on. You're sleeping, huh? Oh, I know. On the right, I mean, we really have nothing. But does that mean we shouldn't bet? He's so sleepy right now. He's been napping for pretty much this whole stream. But he's getting pretty big, so he's kind of heavy. Do take it down. We will play the last hand, whatever it is. Ooh, double shredded queens. Not a bad one. Could have been a lot worse. TL coming in for the 3-bet? No. Queen me. Queen me. Hey, calm down, buddy. It's one hand. No reason to bet. We're obviously gonna call 2 backdoor flush draws, and a queen is often nutted as well. Still no reason to bet, even though we have a strong hand. Buddy, you can talk in the mic, but don't eat it. Thank you. Thank you guys. Appreciate you tuning in. I mean, 5-way. Not blocking the straight. I think that we just check. You obviously win when it checks down. Hot size bet from Tea and Biscuits. I'm gonna call him just because it's the last hand. Oh, you sneaky, sneaky boy. Nice hand, nice hand, nice hand. All right, we are out, everybody. Thank you for tuning in, as always, and good luck.